Hi everyone, in this video I'll show you how you can use the Securosys Primus HSM Swagger API to test cryptographic operations in real time. Now of course these operations are typically performed by an application, but this is a great way for those who may be new to hardware security modules and are wondering what actually happens under the hood when applications interact with an HSM. First, a quick overview of the technical components we'll cover in this video. Swagger is an interactive API tool. It lists endpoints, shows you the request and response formats, and as you'll see in a minute, lets you try out these API calls directly in your browser. Great for API design and testing and showing others what your API can do. A hardware security module, or HSM, is an extremely secure hardware device that generates, stores, and protects cryptographic keys. The idea is simple. Sensitive keys never leave the HSM, at least not in plain form, but applications can still use them for operations like encryption and signing. Cryptographic APIs. With PKCS11 being a common option, but you're not limited to just PKCS11, there are other protocols such as Microsoft CNG, Java JCE, and more. Just know for our Swagger API, we're using Java JCE to communicate with the Securosys cryptographic module. Okay, here we are at the Swagger UI. Before diving into the API calls, a quick overview of these links at the top left. We've got REST API documentation, the full technical reference for endpoints and models. Under tutorials, you'll see step-by-step walkthroughs for common use cases. The Transaction Security Broker and Authorization app could really be a whole separate video, so just know in a real-world scenario, the TSB and Authorization app are related components that can be used for transaction approval and authorization of selected crypto operations. We've got the EULA if you're interested in the legal terms, and finally a link to our main site and data privacy info. I'll display an email to get in touch with us at the end of this video. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff. In this demo environment, you don't need a bearer token to test the calls. You can just click try it out and run them directly in this UI. It's important to note here that when communicating with HSMs over REST APIs, binary data like plain text, ciphertext, or signatures are encrypted using base64. Base64 allows for safe travel inside JSON requests and responses. No need to go any deeper than that. Again, this is always done by the application, but let's see what I'm talking about and start with a message. Here I've written Hello Primus HSM and encoded it into base64. That string will be the input for our encryption call. Next, we'll create a key in the HSM. Scroll down to the Keys section. We're looking for the post for Create a Key. And let's click here to expand. Under the Request Body section, you'll see where it says Schema. Click that and notice the required fields marked by a red asterisk. Take note of what the descriptions are telling you. In this case, these are the attributes of the key that should be created. At least one operation, whether it be decrypt, sign, unwrap, must be allowed or marked as true. Okay, back to the example value. Let's click try it out. Instead of make you watch me type out these commands, I've pre-staged them so we can easily copy and paste, but let's walk through it real quick. First, I set a label. I'm going to use demo key 1. Under attributes, I'm allowing encrypt and decrypt. That's 2 attributes, so it meets our minimum requirements. And I'm going to use an AES 256 key, so I set the algorithm and size accordingly. So let's copy this and paste it into the request body and click execute. And this is the response we're looking for, telling us the key was created securely inside the HSM. So now that we have our key, let's use it to encrypt that message we encoded in base64 earlier. Back in the Swagger UI, let's scroll up to the Key Operations section and open Post for Encrypt. Let's click on Schema and see what's required. It's looking for payload, key name, and algorithm. I've got our syntax for basic encryption pre-staged here. I'll just paste in our base64 encoded message. The rest is already there. Our key label is demo key 1, and in the encrypt step, instead of key size, we need to specify the mode of operation. So for AES, we say AES GCM. Back to the API, let's click try it out, paste that into the request body, and click execute. and the response comes back with the ciphertext also in base 64, along with the initialization vector and authentication tag. Let's copy those down for the next step. Just to emphasize here, the only key that can possibly do the decryption is the one we just created, which we know lives securely inside the Securosys HSM. Okay, so let's call that key and decrypt, which is a request. So let's go to the request section, find the post for decrypt, and let's see what's required. We have our same key label. We have the ciphertext, the IV, and tag from the encryption step. Here's our pre-staged decrypt command. I've copied over the required parameters from the encrypt step. Let's copy the decrypt syntax and paste it into the request body of the decrypt post and click execute. Now we won't see our original message yet. We'll get a request ID, and basically what this means is the HSM accepted our request and queued it, so it can honor policies that could have been applied, such as approvals, time blocks, or rate limits, and it gives the application a handle to fetch that result when a policy has been honored. All we need to do now is a GET request, so let's scroll up to the request ID call and paste in that ID. This is going to give us the base 64 encoded message we got in step 1. So let's copy that encoded message, and here's an easy way to decode by using this command in a browser. I'll copy this entire line, and there's our original data. So there's our full round trip. We created a key and showed how to encrypt and decrypt data with that key. A clear and common example of how an application integrates with an HSM. I highly encourage you to check out our documentation site at docs.securosys.com for more use cases and tutorials, and if you have any questions, please get in touch with us at info@securosys.com. Thanks for watching.